do you still see like a long run in Bitcoin? How do you see, for example, the next couple of months playing out?
Yeah, but don't forget we had an 8-month consolidation with a 40% range.
Yeah, that's why I ask.
Right. So generally speaking, it tends to be explosive coming out, the banana zone, right? And I kind of set people up for the banana zone, and here we are in the banana zone. So the question is...
So we're in the banana zone. So we're in... You're saying we're firmly in the banana zone.
How could it not be bananas, right? 50% in a month.
Yeah. How big are the How big are the bananas in the Cayman? Because that's quite a big banana.
Okay, they're not very big here, but we're not far from a lot of big banana plantations in different islands. But so that's a decent sized banana, but that's the start, right? Because generally speaking,
with its recent surge above $80,000 and discussions on its future direction, Bitcoin has captured the attention of the financial community. Institutional adoption, changing liquidity dynamics, and brought back optimism in the cryptocurrency market are some of the causes contributing to this extraordinary expansion. However, Raoul Pal, a well-known macro investor and co-founder of Real Vision, cautions that this is not the start of a new bull run. In a recent interview, Raoul emphasized the dangers of market enthusiasm and hinted that unexpected macroeconomic and regulatory changes would pose challenges to Bitcoin's explosive growth. He also discussed how Federal Reserve policies and liquidity cycles can influence the development of digital assets in the future. November closed as a historic month for Bitcoin, with gains of over 30%, igniting bullish sentiment among investors. Yet, as Raoul warns, understanding the broader market context is key to navigating the road ahead. Watch till the end as we dive into Raoul Pal's analysis, exploring his predictions and what they could mean for Bitcoin and the broader crypto market. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more expert insights and updates. Now, let's hear his following words.
Yeah, that's the one that's going around Twitter right now. But the person who put it up copied our chart, but he used, I think, an 8-week or 8-week lead. We think the best fit is the 12-week lead. Now, who knows who's right in this, right? This is we're all fitting patterns and hoping it works. But generally speaking, for me, this is a rerun of 2017. It's very similar. And that peaked out end of deck, fell 35% in Jan for like 3 weeks, and then rallied. So your hypothesis, I think, is right. I actually think it probably gets to the kind of 110, 120 first, but it's pretty 50-50 which chart works. But really what it's saying is liquidity, because of the dollar going up ahead of the election, because of rates going up ahead of the election and the fears about Trump and fears about tariffs and stuff like that, that what was causing that issue, and that does lead crypto prices. So a strong dollar, as we know, is a wrecking ball because it's tightening financial conditions. It's tightening financial conditions. So that correction was the strength of the dollar. So money supply is increasing, but it was being offset even more so by that recent spike in the dollar, which I think is reversing now. I think Scott Bessent being put into the Treasury is likely to believe in a weaker dollar, likely to believe in lower rates.
So you think that the dollar probably topped just after the elections because of Trump's talks of tariffs and making America stronger and everything else? But tell us why you think that Scott coming into the Treasury would probably bring...
Firstly, 2016 Trump, exactly the same happened. The dollar went up and rates went up. January, they all reversed. And they continued down all of that period. So we need to go back to 2016.
That's over here.
So there you go. Right. So what happened is 2016, we had that spike. Then it came back down for the rest of 16 and then eventually spiked later from 18 onwards. So, that was perfect. Very similar kind of setup. Not identical looking, but same idea. Scott Bessent, somebody I've known for 20 years. He was a macro hedge fund guy. He's been to my house in Spain, that kind of stuff. I've known him for a long time. Scott gets the picture, and if he wants to stimulate growth, which is what he said, the most important thing to try and pay this debt cycle off is to increase growth. And then he talked about a weaker dollar, and he's talked about lower rates, and he's talked about lower oil. All of those things say he wants looser financial conditions. So if that's the case, that's good for us.
Do you still see like a long run in Bitcoin? How do you see, for example, the next couple of months playing out?
Yeah, but don't forget we had an 8-month consolidation with a 40% range.
Yeah, that's why I ask.
Right. So generally speaking, it tends to be explosive coming out, the banana zone, right? And I kind of set people up for the banana zone, and here we are in the banana zone. So the question is...
So we're in the banana zone. So we're in... You're saying we're firmly in the banana zone.
How could it not be bananas, right? 50% in a month.
Yeah. How big are the banana? How big are the bananas in the Cayman? Because that's quite a big banana.
Okay, they're not very big here, but we're not far from a lot of big banana plantations in different islands. But so that's a decent sized banana, but that's the start, right? Because generally speaking, the post-election year, or what we would call crypto fall or crypto autumn, tends to be very strong. So it tends to be very strong. The macro backdrop is obviously very good because of deregulation, new government, all of that stuff. So we've got a good setup. It's gone far and fast. I think everyone's a bit PTSD'd still. So, which is why I err towards the it probably has one more squeeze because so many people think it needs the correction now.
Raoul Pal thinks that before investors experience what he refers to as max pain, the price of Bitcoin may rise even more in the near future. He predicts a sharp correction, with prices possibly falling by up to 30% in a short amount of time. Raoul draws a comparison between this and the actions of Bitcoin in 2017, when a comparable, strong surge was followed by an abrupt and notable decline. He speculates that the well-known volatility of Bitcoin may reappear. The future of Bitcoin will be significantly shaped by regulation. Legal and governmental frameworks have a significant impact on market sentiment. Raoul points out that legal certainty could have a big impact on Bitcoin's future, particularly in big regions like the US and Europe. Clearer regulations on its taxation and legal status may draw in more institutional investors, pushing prices higher before a correction takes place. To learn more about Raoul Pal's predictions and their implications for Bitcoin's future, let's examine some other insights from his interview. Remember to like, subscribe, and enable notifications.
That's my view. It goes up first. Everyone thinks, oh, it's fine. We're at 110. We're getting 150 now. And then it corrects in everybody's faces quite sharply.
So you're saying max pain? You're saying max pain is another leg up. That's what you're basically saying. Max pain is sending this thing one leg higher.
Yeah, one leg higher in kind of disbelief, and then kind of trapping a bunch of new entrants in, and then it does the typical 30% correction in a week and a half, and everyone's like, holy, what is this thing I've bought? You know, why did my friend at Thanksgiving tell my, cousin at Thanksgiving tell me to buy this? It's gone down 30%. We've got to go through that sort of stuff. Then normally it should rally all the way through till US tax season,
which is April. So that's April.
Yeah, it's the March-April period. It usually is extremely strong going into that. And then if it's very strong, then you have a very big correction because everyone needs to pay some taxes. So, and then normally what happens is it corrects again. So you can see it there in 2021. It then had a 50% correction that time. And I'll come on to that in a sec. And then it rallies into year end. I think we're closer to a 2017 analogy, which was a much stronger back end of the year. I think people have real PTSD from last time. And I was actually going through this morning, what was the key factor that caused the stunted cycle last time? It's because the speed the business cycle went up straight out of recession and how fast financial conditions peaked. They peaked in March of 2021. And the market essentially peaked there with the second attempt at rally. 2017 peaked way towards the end of the year. So it was just the weird setup of the post-COVID, inject all the liquidity, then, oh my God, we need to withdraw it. That setup, I think, caused that cycle, while 2017 and 2013 were more similar.
Okay, and
so that means a correction over the summer and then a big rally into year end. I'm not sure ETH will outperform Sol, but I'm pretty sure from now on, ETH outperforms Bitcoin. Cast your mind back to 2020.
Yes,
it was
I remember.
November 2020 that ETH really started outperforming Bitcoin. Yeah, and I think Sui outperforms Sol. So that's my risk stack. So the least risky Bitcoin starts to underperform. Now we're getting to Altseason as Bitcoin dominance falls. ETH will do better, but Solana is earlier in the adoption curve, so it does better. Sui is earlier than the adoption curve and riskier, so it does better. I don't know if you've been following the monthly chart of Doge Bitcoin.
That's
Bitcoin. The ugly truth that nobody wants to talk about is really Doge has been outperforming Bitcoin in its existence. And it's just, so look at the monthly chart since the beginning.
Okay, so let's look at that and look at the monthly chart since the beginning. Here it is.
So it came out, it corrected, it outperformed, it's causing a flag. I mean, it has outperformed Bitcoin since it came out by 500%.
That's insane.
Okay, so what are we saying here? That Doge is harder money than Bitcoin? Is that what we're saying? Oh,
it's
sorry.
Outperformed Bitcoin by 160x. Well, 1,650%. That's crazy.
Okay, that's something.
That's
so
16x.
We may joke about this, but it's been harder money than Bitcoin.
According to Raoul Pal, the price of Bitcoin will probably keep rising and hit $11,000 or perhaps $150,000 before seeing a major decline. When the market traps new entrants during a euphoric surge, he refers to this situation as max pain, where prices collapse dramatically, possibly by 30% in a couple of days. Pal contrasts this with past cycles, like the one in 2017, in which there were similarly strong rises followed by sharp declines. According to him, Bitcoin frequently sees significant rises until the March to April US tax season, at which point it has corrections as investors liquidate their holdings to satisfy tax obligations. In 2021, there was a comparable pattern, with a robust advance followed by a 50% correction. Pal thinks we are getting closer to the 2017 cycle, which saw a strong year-end rally, followed by summer market declines, and a last rise at the end of the year. Additionally, he talks about altcoins, forecasting that Ethereum will beat Bitcoin in the upcoming phase, signaling the start of Altseason as Bitcoin's supremacy declined. He goes on to say that because of their earlier adoption curve position, riskier and more recent ventures like Sui may fare better than Solana. Pal also draws attention to Dogecoin's unexpected past performance, pointing out that despite its success being frequently disregarded, it has surpassed Bitcoin by a large margin since its launch. What do you think about Pal's outlook? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more expert insights and analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.